Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So I'm just coming on to do a flip through of these in the garden projects that you see me working on. These are now ready for my shop, so would you like to see how they've come together? Alright, let's start with this one first. So this is the project that I made for the Wheel of Inspiration challenge initially, and I'm calling it the Removable Journal Folio. But if you didn't see me make it, it's made from trash, packaging, envelopes, all different things from my stash to make this really fun flippy folio thing. Alright, so I've got some seam binding as the closure, which is removable, so if you wanted to change that out for something else you could. I've got this little key charm, because essentially the story for this is this garden belongs to Sparrow Hill Manor, and the whole theme is that you're going through the garden to get to the potting shed. So here is your key to the garden. We've got this little flip up with baby hedgehog trying to get over to mummy hedgehog. This flips open, and I've got a little cluster detail here, and this flips open for a little writing spot, and then I've glued that as a pocket just for this little tag. A lot of these things were using my in the garden kit, but some things were from, my own stash. So here we've got one of the fences from the kit that I've done as a little pocket, just decorated up with some fussy cuts, and I've just got these pieces in there. This is a Victoria Designs freebie, and this is just from my stash. So you just have to be careful with those little spokes, but it works, just fine for a couple of little pieces. We've got the garden sign. This is one of mine on as a freebie on my website. It also goes with the in the garden kit, and I've just decorated it up with some blossom all overhanging, so it really looks like it's part of the fence. And of course you can see the sign on the front there. Here you can see the full garden page, and then we flip out, so we're quite flat when it flips all out. So here, this was the envelope which I folded over as a little side tuck. I've just got this journal card that I've collaged. This is a tea card, the original Wild Birds in Britain series, and just a little piece from my stash for writing on or using in some way inside the journal or notebook or other projects. This was a paper bag, which again I've done as a little side tuck for another tea card, just a little piece to write on, and I think this is a Victoria Designs freebie as well. And then the whole paper bag is open for these pieces. So this is just a faux postcard, which I've decorated with an Artie Mays word and a rub-on sticker. And then this is a vintage envelope, which again I've used an Artie Mays word and a rub-on. And inside there is just some scraps of tea-dyed paper, which you can use for writing notes, and another tea card. That's probably the same series, Wild Birds in Britain. If you're anything like me, you like to have folios because you like to hide your handwriting. So of course you can replace the things in the pockets, but sometimes it's nice just to stow things in pockets and envelopes so you don't have to look at your handwriting. That's how I feel anyway. Okay, so here we've got the pocket here, and if I just take these pieces out, I wanted to show you. So this is essentially the view of you at your bench inside your potting shed, your trowel and your pot, and this is the view that you see from the potting shed. So this is the view of the garden kind of thing. Here's your notes hanging on the wall to remind yourself about the tasks you need to do in the garden. Here's your hat. All pieces from the kit, which I just had a lot of fun playing around with, and all the rest of it. So in that pocket, I made that from packaging. It's gusseted, so you can fit quite a few things in there. So this is a map to Badminton House here in the Cotswolds, and they do open gardens. So it's not vintage, I've been there. This is from when I visited, but I thought it was just really fun for the garden theme. Of course you could turn it into a writing spot or use it in a journal, but I thought I would leave that open to whoever does purchase this. And here I made this from packaging. It's a flip up writing spot. So I used one of my garden signs again and a page from the kit. I tried to knock a nail into the wall using a mini Tim Holtz brad. It went a little bit awry. If you've seen the video, you'll understand. But it really does look like it's sort of a cracked fence. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but it does kind of look like a cracked fence. So I'm kind of happy with how it turned out, even if it did turn into a trial and error. So just, yeah, a writing spot, and then you can write on the back as well. So lots of space to write there. And then in the back is the removable journal part. So you can see there that I've cut it like a curved shape following the packaging with the crochet. And then here's the notebook. So I used scrapbook paper and envelopes, a piece from the kit, and it's just got some tea-dyed papers in there. Some of them I've torn as like but all just different tea-dyed paper. I just fitted as many as I could to still keep the notebook flat, because you couldn't fit a huge amount in there, but yeah, there's plenty of note space in there. And I should mention, there we go, sorry, I'm standing up so it's a little bit difficult to get to sometimes. I should mention that this key charm, I've just got it hooked onto a ball pin around that brad. So if it gets in your way, you can just sort of hook it off. But sometimes it does come off when you start doing the flips. So just do bear that in mind if you are going to look at this one. Okay, up next we have this one, which although it uses the same kit, this one was very much the colour. So blues, pinks, purples, greens, all the colour of the garden. This one was using more of the muted neutral pages of the kit. So I made it from a file folder, which I've done as kind of like a trifold, following a tutorial, attempting to follow a tutorial from Inky Owl Studio. And yeah, so here's how it turned out. So we've got the cream ribbon and an eyelet closure. So what you can see is you get the file folder shape, which is quite interesting, I think. I've got a page from the kit, and then I've added one of the garden signs. Now, I learnt my lesson from trying to do the brad before. This time I actually just did a Sharpie marker to make it look like a nail. So just something to mention if you use the garden signs in your projects. So here we've got a writing spot for you to write your garden tasks. Here we've got another writing spot. And then the whole thing opens out, quite flat for 2 notebooks inside. Here we've got some of the wood paper, and I really wanted it to feel like you were again in the potting shed. So I've done the bench the whole way across with your hat hanging up. This time I've done this one as a little pocket for a couple of pieces, either to write on or use in your own projects. Here I've done this as like an accordion pocket thing. So I've got a journal card that I made from various scraps and leftover file folder from the project actually. And I made this little tag from packaging, again just a little writing spot. I did do videos on those for using up my scraps, using up packaging, that kind of thing. That's another collaged card that I made. And this one, this is actually a pocket, but you could use it as a writing spot, cut into sort of like a file folder kind of shape. Just decorated up with scraps and bits from my stash. So you could fit more in there. Of course, you can fit all kinds of like notes and things about the garden in there. As mentioned, we've got 2 notebooks. So these are tied in with twine, but they are a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So if you wanted, you could remove the entire notebook, but equally, once everything is open, it's quite flat. You can see there. So you don't really have to remove them in order to use them, but you can if you want to. Of course, you can replace them if you use them. I do need to put some more glue in places. So this one is for your ideas for your garden. So I've got a page from the kit and this one. And both notebooks have 10 sides, 10 pages, so 40 sides each, of faux and tea-dyed papers. just a whole different mix, different sizes kind of thing. That's that one. And then this one opens this way for your observations for the garden. And this one has the animal paper inside. Again, same papers. Here we've got a flip out that I did with an envelope. I've got a garden scene with butterflies. And we've got a file folder pocket. And I've got this collage tag in there. Just got the word home. Again, more of the wood paper. Really wanted it to feel like you were, you know, at home in your garden, in your potting shed, all of that sort of thing. And then the flip app has this belly band, which I've just got some scraps of tea-dyed paper in there for some notes. And this is from a book, and there's space to write on, but it has little gardening quotes. So this one's from Walt Whitman. It says, "I believe a leaf of grass is no less than the journey work of the stars." So ponder that one, if you will. But I just thought that was a really nice thing, and because they're just scraps of paper, you can use these and replace them with other things, you know, as you use the journal. So I wanted to put some plain stuff in there because when you see all of the lavender together, all of this, everything collaged was just looking like too much. So this one closes this away, this one closes that away, that comes over, and then it folds up. And then on the back, I've got this book page pocket that I decorated, and I've got another collage tag in the back there. And then the pocket itself just has a couple of pieces for writing or using. And the book page nicely says garden house, which is quite fun. So yeah, I did do that on video as well. So yeah, just to show you, that's the twine along both spines. The spines are sturdy, hard, so it kind of folds up like almost like a box shape, I guess, which is quite nice. Sometimes you might need to just fiddle with the twine to bring it back into the centre, but it you know, it's a small thing really. I do like that kind of binding. So that is those. So as I mentioned, one kit, two very different projects using different trash and packaging and scraps and different things from my stash. But I love how both of them turned out, so I hope you've enjoyed seeing them. If you would like to make something like this yourself, then I do have some videos of showing bits and bobs of how I made them. And of course I do have the kit in the garden, which is in my Etsy shop. And as I say, these folios are going to be going into my shop very soon, so if you are interested, just have a look at the links below and you'll find all of the information you need there. So thanks so much everyone. As I said, I hope you liked them. I love them, so I hope you've enjoyed seeing them too. And I will see you very soon for our next project. Bye bye for now.